Welcome back, Last Request Barbecue Show. It's been a while since I've been cooking. I've been traveling, and you've been enjoying some recipes and cooks that I did towards the end of the summer. I'm back. We're back cooking. I've been doing some experiments, having all kinds of fun, and thank you so much. We're now hit 1,000 subscribers, 1,000+ subscribers, which is an achievement for me. Thank you so much for all my subscribers. All right, so what are we doing today? We're getting back at it. We are doing pulled pork two ways. We've got delicious pork shoulder here. We're actually going to cook it the same way, but then at the end we're going to prepare it a little differently. We're going to see and taste and compare. So first of all, we are going to use, thanks to my great friends at All Barbecue Canada, they sent me this Franklin's Spice, now available in Canada. And then we're going to do some fun stuff. We're going to put in, again from All Barbecues Canada, some smoke on wheels bourbon-infused barbecue sauce. Check that out. I've tasted it. It is amazing. And we're going to cook it on the Grilla Grill's Kamado style grill. And we're going to add, check this out again, from All Barbecue Canada, Crown Royal whiskey barrel chunks. So we're going double whiskey on this cook today. So let's get started. All right, let's get started. Oh, by the way, I forgot to say, we're gonna make them onto the tortillas. So that's the way we're gonna serve up our pulled pork today. But let's get started. So as I said, the prep of the pork is going to be the same, but we're gonna finish it two different ways. I'm gonna, basically cut it in half at one point when it's almost done. And, well, you'll see it. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun, actually. It'll be interesting to see the vive la différence. All right, so we got a nice pulled pork here. Not much to do here. Oh, a little bit of fat that I'm gonna just trim off here just to make it all nice. There we go. Just to shape it up a little bit, but not much work to do here. If there's too much fat in any one place, shape or another, we'll take care of that just before we do the pulling. We just trim off some of this stuff. And other than that, we are pretty much gonna be good to go pretty soon. All right, so first of all, we're gonna put some mustard as a binder on it. There we go. And again, this doesn't add as much in the way of flavor, but it adds a nice bind to it. I don't know. I have seen Jerby add a kind of a mustard with Worcestershire sauce. Oh, Ziggy. Ziggy moved the camera. What's up, Ziggy? Let's make sure I'm still in frame here. Excuse me. Ziggy smelled this pork, I think, and came rushing over. All right. So we got our binder on it, again, not too much. We're just going to put a layer of pepper on. This is a coarse ground pepper. As I watch more and more experts, barbecue pit masters, they really take their time when they're putting spice. I tend to rush a little bit, as in I'm trying to get somewhere else. But when you watch these men and women experts, they really take their time and really focus as they're doing the spices. So first we start out with a little pepper. And again, as you watch these competitions, a lot of the competition folks, they're using a secret mixture. They might be using, standard products, even a Lori's seasoned salt, but they're putting them on with other things in different ways. So it's really interesting. This will give us a beautiful bark. And then once again, we're going to use Franklin's barbecue spice. So let's put a healthy amount of this on. Big piece of pork, so we're not worried. It's got a wonderful aroma. And again, taking my time here. And I come to appreciate the higher up you do it, the more control you have. Here, I missed that part. A nice consistent cook all the way around. Very good. All right. Perfect. Let's get this onto the Grilla Grill. All right, our jealous devil has done its job. This is a bit of a cheat. I started trying to build the charcoal in the bottom, and I could do it. But then I'm like, well, let's try the chimney. And really, the chimney speeds things up and, I don't know, for me, makes it easier. Maybe it's not the 100% right thing to do. You see often with these Kamados, carefully build and fire starters. This thing gets it going, gets it roaring, and gets it going. So I'm about all that. So let's get this poured in. In we go. Check that out. Beautiful, nice and smoking hot. Distribute these out a little bit. Thank you, Princess Automotive, for the gloves. Make sure it's getting some air from down below. Now let's put our wood chunks on. And once again, we're using a Crown Royal whiskey barrel wood chunks. Check these out. Smell. It smells like whiskey, that's for sure. So I'm actually putting a lot of these wood chunks on. They're fairly small because they're cut from the whiskey barrel versus big chunks of, tree limbs or whatever that we'll put on for other cooks. So we're going to put a fair bit of it on, and then it's going to start smoking pretty good. All right. Now, before things start getting going, we'll put our frame in. And let's put our deflector plates in. I don't put aluminum foil on the deflector plates. I find that the intense heat actually cleans them up. See, it's a little dirty here, but I'm going to put it face down, comme ça. And I find that cleans it up actually pretty nicely. All right, so we got that. Let's get our grate in. All right, and now let's get our pork shoulder in. There we go. And we're gonna leave it. Let's close up our door. Nice smoke coming out of there. Let's turn this just to number 1. You can see the smoke start coming out of there quite nicely. Coming up, I got my shelter built here. I'm all set. We lost my tree background as the neighbor took down the tree, so I got to fix that. This isn't so good, but we'll improve that. All right, so now we just got to make sure, we're open at a 1. Keep an eye on this puppy and make sure that, we stay in the 275, maybe 300 range. And then we're not going to touch it for about at least 4 or 5 hours. So, Kamado, do your work. Boy, as always, if we only had smell-o-vision, you could smell the Crown Royal back here. It's amazing. It really adds a really interesting aroma. Let's see how it affects and how it translates into this pulled pork. All right, so it is coming around 5:30. So our pulled pork, or what will be our pulled pork, has been on the grill of grills. We're holding it steady right now, 300. It was a little hot. I turned it right down, which is the way you manage it, down here, up here. Turn these on and off, control the airflow. So right now we're hovering at about 300 degrees, which is about perfect, exactly where I want. It's been cooking for 5 hours now, and now it's a fairly small roast. Mileage will vary, right, depends on the size of your roast. So let's get our thermometer and let's check it out and see how we're doing. Oh, it looks amazing. Look at that smokiness. All right, let's get some temperatures here. All right, 199, 195, 200, 200. And let's go in the center here, and we're at about 198. All right, so what we're gonna do now, we're gonna take our roast and we are gonna cut it in half because I want to do 2 different things. And let's just cut her in half. There we go. Woo, it's hot. Whoa, it smells amazing. Look at that bark. Fantastic bark. Once again, if there was only smell-o-vision. All right, beautiful. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna wrap 1/2 in aluminum foil, and on the bottom, we're gonna put some maple sugar. So you could use sugar. I'm going to use maple sugar because we're here in Canada and I have it and I can't. So I'm going to put a bit of maple sugar down right here. And that's going to create an incredible sweetness. Perfect. And let's wrap real tight. There we go. And then for the other, we're just going to wrap it because later I want the fresh juices, but I just want to wrap nice and tight. So both of these are wrapped nice and tight. We'll put it back on now. It's hovering at a nice low temperature just to finish it off. We don't want to get it too hot. I mean, there's a good school of thought that you get it up to 205, 210. Jerby likes it at more 195. His point is you can't make up for a dry pulled pork with a lot of sauce, so try not to do that, is basically his rule of thumb. All right, so let's put it on for another half hour. Let those sugars melt. We'll open this up a bit. It cooled down a little bit, but that's okay. And we'll let that sit there in our Gorilla Grills Kong, and then we'll get to the next steps. All right, we are done. It has been, what is it, almost 6 hours. Almost 6 hours of cooking. This has been resting. It smells amazing. So this is our sugar version. This is our regular version. Beautiful. Oh, look at that. Just amazing. Whew. So what we're gonna do is pull this apart. Look at that, just comes right apart. You got a really nice bark on it. Whew, that's hot. Ooh, ow, yikes. Ooh, it's hot. Okay. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna, just to save my fingers, I'm gonna chop it up a bit. Hold on. All right, now let's chop this up a bit. There we go. Amazing, it just saves my fingers a little work. Maybe next time I'll prepare a little better. It looks almost a little chicharroni there. All right, let's toss this back in. What we're gonna do here, first of all, we're gonna put more seasoning in. It's more of the Franklin's. All right, and now we're gonna put a bit of our smoke on wheels. There we go, mix that up. A little bit more. I want it saucy. I want this one saucy. All right, let's do a pinch. Cheers for the cook. Oh my goodness, that's good. That's really good. All right, now let's see what happened with our sugar one. Woo, hot. That sugar has melted in with the pulled pork. It disappeared. It's gonna be epic. Got a bit of a crust on it, that's for sure. I like that. I like it that way. If you like it a little less crusty, cook it a little less. A little bit of flavor for sure. Look at that smoke rings in there. So for this one, I'm gonna add definitely the seasoning. Woo. Now you may think it's a bit dry. My wife likes it a little on the drier side. Delicious. And it's got a sweetness to it. Really nice. We're gonna top this on. So we're gonna triple. Sweet sauce, bourbon sauce, sugar, and then we're gonna see if somebody can tell the difference. Again, that's got the sugar in it, maple sugar. Oh my God, that's good. And it's just subtly different. Super delicious. All right, and there you have it. Pulled pork, 2 ways, delicious. Check that out. Bon appetit.